Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the quiet place on the internet. A break from the insanity, if you will. How is everybody doing? All are welcome here, unless you're an AI slash bot slash someone trying to sell me their artwork, in which case I will engage you in conversation. And that's both a promise and a possible threat. But please, you are welcome. Just don't be surprised if things don't quite go the way you might expect. And where are we? Well, yesterday's live stream was interesting in its own little way. You may or may not, depending on whether you're here or not, recall that Will Mackenzie had made it to the coastal highway, utterly bereft of food, which made necessary an immediate excursion to try and do some fishing, which didn't work. And thus faced by the threat of starvation, he nonetheless managed to put in a supply of fish, wolves, a bear that showed up at the right time, harvest most, if not all of it, so that we do now have a start of a sustainable environment. There is one thing, of course, that he is missing. There's always that one thing, isn't there? Which is firewood. He is, or I am, depending on your perspective, completely out of firewood. So, let's see if we can't rectify that situation. Oh, and there's a wolf nearby that I probably ought to shoot. Poor wolf. It's a shame you can't tame them. And so, yeah, the time of day is obviously getting on. But as you can see, here is our immediate food. There is our fish waiting to be cooked. And there is our meat pile. And the wolf is over that way. And I need... Let's see if we've got a... Yes, as you can see, I don't have any wood whatsoever, which is slightly problematic. The wolf is up there. So... And now we scurry back, so I do have... Oh, that's actually one thing out of the way. And one thing this place is not lacking.
The sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
That was a bit of a gamble there.
It's sapping my energy.
But at least I have some wood. Yay! And of course I forgot to do the one thing I really should
My head feels
do.
thick.
Is get some food for the night. That makes life a little easier. I should probably grab some water. Water, at least, is not something in short supply at this point. And before we go to bed, I should probably sharpen things up. The good news is I think I have 3 or 4 whetstones available to me, so I can afford to keep my tools in decent condition. I'm slightly surprised, it has to be said, that the gauge for whether a tool is about to break is how sharp it is, when it's basically reshaping the blade every single time. So that's our wood problem sorted. Well, somewhat. Now, what I need to consider is trade with... I set up a trade with the trader. Well, who else would I set it up with? Some time ago, and I don't remember what it was for. Good morning, Tony. How are you doing? Let's see. Active trade. Oh, okay. Raw animal or fish meat and 2 liters of water. Got it. So, might as well go back to sleep. There is one thing I kind of have to do and need to start thinking about it right now. It's one of these, because my current bow is somewhat compromised. I do need more gut for it though. And as you can see, the gut is, everything is in the process of being cured. Good morning, Eugene. How are you doing? Oh, this is not conducive to things. Good news is I did get some firewood last night. Well, I say last night, before everybody showed up. I nearly gave myself hypothermia collecting pallets. Well, but I do need to cook some of this lot up. I may just do a cooking day. At least I have the luxury of doing that. So, yes, see, this is my whetstone collection. Oh, good. I do have a few more matches. That's good. All right. I think it's going to be a cooking day.
I need to drop something.
Right. And there we go, so to speak. That's the start of our day. How to cook a bear. And please don't anybody ask me, a bear what? Take the opportunity to have a rummage. I've already looked behind here.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
As he picks up an entire fridge. Hmm. Bit redundant to move out, but whatever. Excuse me a moment. Huh. How about that? Okay, good. Actually, I could use some ruined torches. An old tower system that would now be regarded as distinctly retro. Yeah, I think I looked there, didn't I? Yes, I did look there just now. Not these ones. Yeah. No, doesn't look like it. Not to worry. I think I picked up everything, did I? That's the pathological redundant search you get used to doing in the long dark, just on the off chance you missed something. All I found was a ruined chocolate bar. Eugene, I have only just got here, effectively. The amount of time I've spent here is approximately 0. Slightly longer than that, I think, but yes. Now, I know most people in that time would have made a bearskin bed, a deerskin sofa, put trophies up on the wall, this kind of thing, but, yeah, I'm not sufficient. I'm sure you do.
I wonder if I can
Ah,
drop any of this gear.
didn't that turn out to be a good move, not to go wandering around? That all ended up working out surprisingly well, it has to be said. I assume Eugene, you mean rugs that go on the floor, and not the rug that goes on your head.
I'm gonna
I
have
want
to
to
leave
take a
something
look and
behind.
see what I need to fix. That needs fixing. That's okay. That's okay. Needs fixing. Needs fixing. Uh, yeah, everything kind of needs fixing. Well, I don't remember if I've. I've got to go check around the houses and places for cloth. At least I can try to multitask. If you're not sewing, you're probably doing something wrong. No, that's one. I mean, really, I ought, under normal circumstances, I would actually harvest all those torches. They're way below my normal threshold for harvestability. Donnie! Hello, Donnie. How are you doing? Um, that's... Oh, everything needs a bit of love. Oh, you mean... How are your furry overlords, everybody? Huh. Turned out nice. Eventually. That is very good to know. Oh, that's wonderful. Got supplies improving. Oh wow, yeah, that's what I am thinking is, what am I thinking? I am thinking I should finish cooking all my food. I get my storage sorted out eventually. Okay. Yeah, today's a food cooking day. I don't want to multitask entirely too much.
Too much stuff to carry.
It wouldn't matter. I would probably behave in the same way and frantically check every single container just on the off chance that I've missed something. The only way to fix it would be if I had detailed notes, which I'm too lazy to do. Yeah, well, that's very true. I'm going to need rabbits.
I might have to drop some gear.
Okay, getting there. Thank you for that unwanted mental picture. You don't normally associate cats with drooling. Oh, that would probably, well, I don't know. Does missing teeth make you drool more? Yes, I know. And I've got to make snares. Yeah, I'm gonna have a rabbit hunting trip, probably. Yeah, there's always Jackrabbit Island as well. There's typically two spots for rabbits there. But yeah, that little island next to the one opposite. Yeah. I am familiar with it, the one with the dead body on it. Let's see. I can afford to fix the boots. Yeah, I know, I'm marching through my guts, but it's got to be fixed at some point. Eh.
Something's gotta go.
Possibly. Yeah, I'm probably going to do oh, I could use this. Except I want the food. I want the food first. Sorry. I want the fish around. But I could just yeah, I could do a fishing trip on the way. There's no bear there, so I could do that. Yeah, that's definitely a thing I could do.
I can carry much more.
I'm not sure I can stand your griping much more. Alright, let's have a wee look. About 4 kilograms. Quite achievable. No, I didn't. I started with the blizzard, ended up doing cooking, decided I was going to finish doing the cooking.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Well, oh, I see what you mean. Now, I'm going to have to do a completely fishing trip. I'm cooking all my fish, so I want the fish. So that's... I'm being selfish here. I want as much as I can get. Oh, yeah. Let's see. That's order of doing things. Funny. Oh, I was full. Oh, that's kind of amusing.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
It's easier to do a fishing trip on the way. Didn't want to do that.
Too heavy.
Too complaining. Oh, I could have traded the game meat, bear meats, conceivably. No, not moldy. I've got 2 hours, which means I can possibly cook a couple more things. Hang on, what have I got? It's a 61%. Yeah, could do, couldn't I? Conceivably. 61%. 61%. It's all at 61%. Won't be in the morning, though.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Let's pick up the extremely hot pot and put it in my pocket. That's always a good idea. Oh, that was a good day. Got all the bear cooked, got the fish cooked. Progress. A vastly different situation than this time yesterday when I was on the verge of a minor panic attack because I was in the process of starving to death. Which, as a tactic, I can safely say I do not really recommend. Huh.
I need to drop something.
Okay, so let's have a little look and see what he wanted. It was 4 kilograms and 2 liters of water. Huh, okay. So what I'm in... Well, yeah, that's true. What I am inclined to do is I'm inclined to take the stuff on the travois, to be honest. Where's my travois?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Don't have any firewood. But yeah, I see your point. Well, that's excessive. It was 4 kilograms of meat, wasn't it? Still gonna have to shoot the wolf.
Come on.
Ah, wonderful. And I'm gonna... That's put an end to that idea. Now it's too windy. Oh, it's freezing cold as well. Let's see if we can... And that went. Thank you very much, game. I need to warm up a bit before I do this. That's not good. Yeah, we've been talking about her toothless cat slobbering habit.
Come on. That did it. That's done. Too much stuff to carry. I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Highly staggered that wolf didn't come and find me. Oops. Oh. Sorry, I just realized I should have eaten. I'm really not sure about this as a good move. No, this is a profoundly bad move. Can't see where I'm going. So I don't like to have a little bit more warning of wolves. Sorry. I'm sure the accepted policy at this point is just to push on regardless, but I do not feel so inclined. We will unload.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
It doesn't really matter that much. Yeah. Not a huge fan of heavy fog. I mean, Tony is, of course, quite right. There are 2 wolves over that way, which I won't be able to see too well. The 3 that are that's a good idea. They should be clear at this location. Oh, I just realized I'm carrying smellies. Oops. That was not the smartest thing. What am I carrying that's smelly? Is it fish? Oh, I'm still carrying the guts. Oops. That was not smart at all. I completely forgot about that. Right, there we go. That was not the smartest thing I've ever done. Hang on. Ah, it's a good job I didn't head across the ice. Yes, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to try and arrange that at some point. I think the next one I'm going to attempt is dying in a blizzard. What I do is I basically set Interloper as the default and then do a custom Interloper. So I can switch off all the wolves and the bears, turn blizzards up to max, and then rerun the opening so that I pretty much get a very good chance of a blizzard, and then simply walk into the blizzard, which will kill me in a couple of minutes.
Too heavy.
Yeah, that survival bow is getting to the point where I should do something about it. Now we're starting to chill down now. Yeah, the wolf that was bothering me yesterday is up there. Oops. Put away.
Something's gotta go.
Getting there. But 11 cedar, I think it's... Yep, I got enough for the furniture workbench. Yay. So we will drop the fur. One of the cedar.
I might have to drop some gear.
And then that meat curing box, which means salt, which means all kinds of things. Which means I'll need plenty of wolves to shove into the endless maw that is the meat curing box. Right, we are slowly getting everything back up to standard. What do you do before you go to sleep in the long dark? You tear sticks apart. Sorry, torches. And make a decent torch. Just because. And we need to take that apart, and that, and that. Chop off the oil. And now we sit on the bed and take our clothes apart, which sounds far worse than it actually is. Why is it you get one piece of cloth from a pair of socks when it should be two, because it's a pair of socks? You take a hoodie apart, you get one piece of cloth, and it is substantially larger than a pair of socks. Curious minds wish to know. I mean, are you seriously telling me that one? Yeah, never mind. Let's not let me not get bogged down in the minutiae. Oh, that's a whole joke system, isn't it? I mean, even Soulframe isn't. I say even Soulframe isn't immune to that. You know, you kill a certain type of wild animal and it drops a health potion. What's it doing with a health potion? A Bard's Tale, which, by the way, is an excellent isometric top-down RPG with a great sense of humor, makes fun of that concept rather amusingly in the early game. Wow, I haven't played that in a while. Not much point, I finished it, but anyway. See, anything else I can do while I am... Uh, yes, yes, yeah. Well, the Dungeons and Dragons was the same. Where you roll loot tables, you know. Okay, you just killed a pack of wolves. Roll for loot, you know. You got a suit of armor. What? It's normally explained in that context by this is the armor from um, previous encounters they'd had. You know, it's just yeah, but this is a wandering encounter. Were they wandering around carrying a suit of armor with them? I'm never going to, but if I ever went back and started playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm not going to, but if I ever did, I would ignore the loot tables. And instead, you know, you killed an animal. Right, you've got 2 pounds of guts and 27 kilos of meat and a fur, you know, the skin. What do you want to do with it? And then start rolling for dysentery. A long time ago, I mean, we're talking 40 odd years ago, when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons and writing my own campaigns. One of my favorites is I let them get set up in the night. They didn't place a guard. It was freezing cold. Sort of imagine the long dark, but worse. You know, they had, you know, plate armor on and all this kind of thing. So I had them dying of frostbite. I had them wolves chasing away their horses. The amusing thing was people kept wanting me to run that particular campaign, and it was brutal. I don't even remember if any team actually successfully completed. Oh no, I'm wrong. One team did successfully complete the campaign. They did. And then I had to make up the rest of the story on the fly. Yeah, that was amusing. Well, it could be a good day for taking the... Oh, hang on. What? 87%? 85%? How could this be? How could this was 61% yesterday? Ah. Okay. Right. Looks like we could be looking at an excursion. It's not a free torch day, but if I'm taking everything in a travois, doesn't matter necessarily. Right, I am going to take a quick bio break. Everyone get up, stretch your legs, rehydrate. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Right. That's actually a valid point that Eugene makes there. Oh, hello, hello, Scobura and his party of 8. I am being raided on Twitch, which is nice.
Too much stuff to carry.
Shut up. What am I carrying that I can drop, if anything? Well, I'm going to drop 1.87 kilos of fish. That will help a bit. Oh, it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3. 4. Was that 4 kilos? No. And that should do it. 4 kilos of that. 2 kilos. Yep. Okay. And it's not too cold.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
You're not that overweight. Okay, this isn't the best weather for it, but whatever. I'm on my way now. And that wolf's going to intercept me unless I can. Let's see if we can't arrange a happy accident. No, apparently not. I think that qualifies as one of my better shots. For some strange reason, and I'm not entirely certain why, I just got reminded of Margaret of Beverley. She popped up, or her story popped up on Facebook the other day, and I went to check the details, which turned out to be pretty much accurate. Remarkable person, and one of the very few accounts we have of, I won't say peasant life, commoner life from the Middle Ages. but definitely a remarkable person, if the story is even half true. And the problem with the story is that it's almost like somebody was doing a fantasy story about the situation. But it was apparently written down by her brother. Yeah, Margaret of Beverley was. Her life does not start out in a peasant type of fashion. Her parents, she was actually born in Jerusalem around about 1150. Her parents were pilgrims, which right there tells you that not necessarily as their social class was a bit higher than you might think, because for them to get permission to leave the area, they probably wouldn't have been able to do that. But anyway, yeah, she was. So they were on pilgrimage while the mother was pregnant, and yeah, born in Jerusalem, came back with her parents. Her parents died when she was 11, leaving her essentially to bring up her younger brother, who was, oh grief, I want to say 4 or 5 years younger, maybe 6 years younger. There was an older brother apparently, but he gets absolutely no mention in the story. But so she effectively took care of her brother and made sure he was educated. And right there tells you that she wasn't exactly a serf. She wasn't nobility, but she definitely wasn't a serf, because to afford an education, and she got him placed in the household of Sir Thomas à Becket, which also means she probably wasn't just a regular peasant girl. But once she'd sort of divested herself of her responsibilities bringing up her brother, she decided to revisit the place of her birth. And so she decided to head off on pilgrimage, alone, as far as we can tell, back to Jerusalem, and pretty much arrived there just as Saladin's armies took the place. At which point she basically supposedly made herself makeshift armor and started throwing rocks at the Saracens and helping the wounded and carrying water and this kind of thing. Now, this was the point at which Saladin basically took the city. It was a negotiated surrender. And she had just enough money, apparently, to pay off her ransom. So now penniless, she apparently decides to head off to Antioch, and was captured along the way, if I'm getting the story correct. Spent an indeterminate amount of time as a slave, until apparently a friendly merchant, how friendly he was is not related, Where the heck's that wolf? But anyway, this friendly merchant basically paid for her freedom. And she ended up at the Siege of Acre with Richard III. I think there was a stop in Antioch along the way, but I can't remember whether that was before the enslavement or after. Ah, do you know what? Yeah, I'm not positive. Can't remember. So, yeah. She was at the Siege of Antioch, where she resumed her usual practice of helping drop rocks on the Saracens and looting the battlefield. Eventually made her way, like I say, to Acre in time for Richard III's Siege of Acre, at which point she once again resumed assisting in the siege. I've got to find that wolf. And having pretty much finished, headed back, going across Europe. I should mention that as a pilgrim she was visiting various holy sites along the way, as you did. Found her brother, who was now at a monastery in France, and he wrote down her life story. He then persuaded her apparently to become a nun, and she spent the last 18 years of her life in a monastery. Well, nunnery, I suppose. What am I doing back here? Wood.
If I can drop any of this gear.
So yeah, it's a fascinating story, but like I say, it's sort of presented as this unknown life of a commoner. Oh, I need a better torch. Which, yeah, she probably wasn't exactly, but I mean, you could make a movie about her life, and you'd be very hard to believe. Like I say, for some reason, she just popped into my mind just now. I know this isn't the best torch to be doing this with.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Didn't realize I had 32 sticks. Oh, that was today's jump scare. Where on earth that wolf was making all the noise, I don't know. Yeah, if I'd realised I had 32 sticks, I had done that on the way back. I didn't know that I had.
Go.
It is a relatively cheery story. I mean, when you bear in mind that her chances of dying along the way were extremely high, and people did, from what I gather, pilgrims dying was a fairly regular thing. Bandits, dysentery, you can think of any number of reasons why. Yeah, feathers.
I need to drop something.
Not sure where Beverly is. My mind wants to say it's actually in Yorkshire, but yeah, but to presumably pay for her brother's education, that would not have been cheap. That's beyond the means of most serfs. So I think you can safely say she probably wasn't a serf. She was, I'm not quite sure what the precise social standing she had was. And going on a pilgrimage wasn't cheap.
I might have to drop some gear.
No, you won't. No, 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 no. No dropping of gear for you. Okay, let's see. I am going to go. Yeah, I know, I saw. I could probably get away without doing this, but still. Oh no! Didn't mean to do that. I just want to grab some of this.
All right.
I want reclaimed wood for snares
Not
and
sure
other
I can
bits.
carry much more.
I don't want to use the fur, to be honest. So I'm going to need that.
I'd eat anything right about now.
Right. Let's go grab some food. Yeah. I gotta wait for the aurora, obviously. And to keep Eugene happy, I could. Indeed, I could. Except that I'm... Yeah, that's right. It's only... takes 4 hours, does it not? So I could. And there's no guarantee that I'll be able to just head out in the morning, but we'll see.
Too much stuff to carry.
All I've got to do now is wait for the aurora, so all I'm going to do is oops, sleep for 2 hours. Here we go.
Got more for me? Dropping the stuff off now.
Right, that started our trading bits. Whoa, look at this. We have a furniture workbench. Well, that was a worthwhile sort of day. Yeah, that's... Well, it's not fantastic. Bit on the chilly side. Could be worse. I need to start thinking about... Okay, that gut's not cured. That's obviously not cured. Oh, not in a position to start thinking about rabbit harvesting. But I need to do that. I need to spend some time on the Misanthropes Island. Get some rabbits. Although I do have skins, I do still have, I think, I've got 1 or 2 left. No, 1. Okay. One of those... Okay, I do have cured deer hide, that's useful. Step in the right direction. I do kind of need more cloth. If I keep making posh torches. And I don't know whether or not I grabbed the stuff from here, so we'll do a quick gallop over. Can't remember if I... Apparently... Did I ever search this place? I did. Okay. I could take the bench down. Take a bit long, but I could do that. So that's another source. Oh, no. kidding me? Last time I was in here, I didn't search the freezer. And by the time I've done this, I'll be able to take a look and say, yes, I'm heading to get my flour. All that just for some flour. Right. Oh yeah, I think we have in excess of Eugene approved quantities of cloth on me now. Sorry, Eugene, you have become as much a part of this narrative as Will Mackenzie. Oh, this is not optimal. No, distinctly not optimal. Oh yes, I should have thought to pick up rugs or look for them, but that didn't even occur to me. Yeah, I'm sorry, Eugene. I obviously, it's a failing. I do not ascribe such importance. And that is just pure paranoia. But what it does allow me to do well, one thing is for sure, if I ever feel the need, should I ever find a hacksaw, to pick up a vice from somewhere, this would be a good place to do it, seeing as I have two workbenches. It is not fire weather, is it? I have to confess, I'm tempted to go anyway. What do we think? Is it worth the risk? Actually, do you know one thing I need to do? I need to make water. Oh, I can pick up water on the way if I need it. cold is it? It's survivable, but I am going to damage my clothing probably because it's going to get wet. What do we think? Make a dash across the ice? The problem is the wolf that's right over there, and I don't want to encounter that. Make the trade. Pick up the results of the trade. I'm not sure. I don't think a torch would survive. So I'm really sort of thinking of taking an entertaining gamble. In reality, I would wait till tomorrow. But, you know, got to try and keep the viewers happy. A little impromptu theatre. I can't. I don't have enough gut, I don't think. In fact, I don't think I've got any guts. It's all in the process of curing. Yeah, see, 92%. It's getting there, so it's the kind of thing I should be able to do tomorrow. I don't think I've got any cured gut. No, I don't. No cured gut. So, and none about my personage. I mean, I could stand here, jump up and down, and hope that, well, yes. And has anybody come up with an alternative to what I've had to do? And I've used the fire striker as well. Yeah, the only downside is I am now actually seriously running out of water. I could do a water session. I do need to do that. I do need water.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. I know. No, I didn't leave loads. I left about 12, I think it was. And I've got another 11 here. So I've got 30 odd matches here right now.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I've got more than, like I said, I've got more than that. So this is for Eugene, by the way, in case anybody's wondering why I'm lining them up here and sort of dropping them off somewhere. This is to make his little heart happy. And it's also an ongoing joke, so. As you see the problem, I can't win. Hey, but at least anybody who comes along and watches this later will think I'm organized. Oh, wait a minute, I just gave the lie to that particular idea, didn't I? Hmm? Sorry, now I've completely lost my own context. Oh. That's my cheap vengeance. Yeah. Turn your toilet into a mini abattoir. That's a great idea. I think 18 liters of water should keep me going for a while. You're not going to give up about the rugs, are you? Okay, well that was... Well, we now have enough water to last us a couple of days. 18 liters. What's that? That'll last me... Do you know what? I think I've ever sat down and said, how much water do I need to get through a day? Was it 3 liters a day, 4 liters a day, something like that? So I've got about 4 days of water over there. All right, let's see. Usual sort of thing. I don't have any decent torches at all. Thought I made some. Oh. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I was actually just thinking the same thing. But this is why we are here. Give me a free fire day and a belt-fed machine gun and we'll be off. Oh, that's right. Belt-fed machine guns aren't a thing in the game, are they? I am not keeping ruined whetstones. I would end up thinking they were real and keep picking them up. Hello, Demiriel. Okay. The screen, okay, it depends on what you're seeing more or less right now. But one of the problems, hang on a second. One of the problems with streaming to Twitch with widescreen, sorry, ultra wide, which is what I do, is it's not necessarily happy with it. And so at the moment, it's trying to display at 1440p ultra wide. If you have an older device, then it may not view that on Twitch. And right now, and despite my alleged affiliate status, I don't always, it doesn't always allow people viewing my Twitch stream to change the resolution, unfortunately. Now, you can go over to YouTube. YouTube doesn't have this problem, but Twitch is weird about ultra-wide resolutions. So if you're just seeing a black screen, that's probably the reason. If you are now seeing a screen that isn't black, then the reason the screen was black was because this is the long dark, and it is often extremely black. Oh, great. So, yeah, I think I pretty... Did I just pick up the smallest possible piece of meat I could have done? Whoa, that was quick. What's weird? We went from blizzard to this, which still looks like a blizzard, but without the whiteout. And looks like it's calming down. And in case anybody's wondering, who doesn't already know the answer, the reason I don't stream, say, 1080p, I don't have a 1080p monitor. Yeah, it's as simple as that. When I set up the system, it wasn't actually for streaming. I wanted to go with 1440, and I wanted my main monitor to be on ultra wide. And then when I started streaming, it made sense that I continue to use it. And seeing as I've been doing that for 2 years in October, it's not a configuration I'm likely to change soon. So the only alternative would be to try and stream at 1080p widescreen, which would certainly work, but that requires a setup that I cannot readily come up with. I would have to downscale to 2580 by 1080, which is not a convenient downscaling process because of the lack of multipliers. I could try changing my widescreen to 2560 by 1080, which I could do, but then you actually have the main problem with when it upscales to 1440, which is the native resolution, you're going to get a messed up image. So in the end, it's easier, simpler, and gives better quality if I simply stick with the resolution I have now. So I hope that covers all possible questions, combinations, and observations. If you have something else, feel free to ask. I shall endeavor to answer. Right. What time is it? I am going... What am I going to do? Well, it's not ideal, but we'll do a dash across the lake. I think in order to do that, I am going to first dispose of my bladder contents, and I will be back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll go for a little jog across a frozen lake. Right, and as you might have ascertained, I am, as they say, back. Let's go for a quick jog. Not sure about this. Not sure about this at all, to be honest with you. It's not actively windy. It's I'm not stinky. Let's see if I can skirt around Mr. Wolf over there. I'm assuming that that over there is the wolf that was causing me heart palpitations earlier when I shot the wolf that was behind me, but is no longer. Oh! Somebody killed the deer. It was not me. I should stop and get that on the way back, if the weather permits. Oh, brother, I should have waited. This is not the best move I could have made. I'm going to have to stop in the misanthrope's cottage and warm up a bit. I was so keen to move on with the stream before I bring it to an end that I forgot to take a look at the temperature. And in case anybody's new and wondering, no, that bear is currently safely dead and should be for some time, I hope. Yeah, I think I'm going to warm up in the cottage. No, tell you what, I'm going to go grip the stuff, warm up in the cottage, try not to sneeze. One of my most uncomfortable sneezes ever came during live stream. In fact, it was a few days ago. Tried to suppress it, and I swear I did something unpleasant to a kidney. Yeah, definitely want to warm up. I didn't leave anything useful lying around, did I? Oh, I left cloth. If it turns out that we have a blizzard going on outside, I will Not sure what I would do. Handle things in my usual calm and reflective manner, I suspect. And once again, we have the whole logistics issue where a small towel gives more cloth than a whole curtain. Right, that's me warmed up. Let's see if we are ready for the gallop back. Ah, okay. Well, this is what you might call suboptimal, but not completely unmanageable. I've got to do some beach combing. I went the wrong way. Yeah, this is not the set of conditions under which I would prefer to be doing this. I think that is an action that is called for. Where am I headed? Where's the cave? Right there. Okay. I am kind of curious. I don't think I left anything in here, did I? Besides water and... Okay, that's good to know. And if I angle over this way a bit... You know what's really funny? Because the fog essentially acts like visual white noise. Your mind, or at least my mind... Oh, look at that. Pretty much ended up... I swear sometimes it starts inventing shapes in the fog. And if I could have found the deer, I actually probably would have stopped for it. But it's out there somewhere, and I haven't got a clear enough idea in my head of where it is. So, never mind. At least I can do this. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. They're not quite as bad as blizzards, but they do make things interesting.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Well, we got 3 kilos of flour. Oh, this is true. And I have cured guts. And it's a good... Oh, I ought to do something about that. Probably, yeah. Or matches, or both.
Drop any of this gear.
Okay, now we do have an excessive amount of stuff. How much time have I got left? Yeah, I'm actually reaching pretty much the end of the stream, I think. If I should have come out here before I settled in my mind, oh, I think I'll make the bow, and then I come out here and the weather's like this, and it's like I should probably go and harvest that deer. Actually, if I hit the save point, I can make that decision, and then it'll at least start the tomorrow's live stream off with the answer to the question: am I going to go and harvest a deer. I wish I hadn't put that blasted torch out. I should have come out and checked first. Yes, idiocy. So, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is bring this to an end now, if right on the cusp of making the decision. A minor cliffhanger, if you wish. So for the benefit of those who don't know me, I will be back this evening with Warframe. The thumbnail hasn't been created yet. Actually, I've got to do that pretty much next. And then tomorrow morning, we will be returning to this. The schedule will be above my head in about a minute. So thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for the raid, if anybody's left of that endeavor. I hope you all have a very good day, what's left of it. And I will now dash in so I get the save and I don't forget. I will see you all next time.